Hello everyone, it's great to see you again. Welcome to Chapter 5, Section 3 of the online video course, Chinese Traditional Culture and Spiritual Healing. My name is James, a teacher at Guangdong University of Foreign Studies.
Professor, is it said that we need to keep learning? But what exactly is the purpose of learning? Why can't I feel much pleasure and meaning from learning?
There is a famous saying by Zhangzi, "There is a limit to our life, but to knowledge there is no limit." The saying is widely circulated and was hung in primary school classrooms of Professor Wang Yan to encourage students that there is no royal road to learning and to inspire students to study diligently. Now, it seems that this is actually a joke because Zhangzi did not finish this sentence. The second half of the sentence is, "To pursue after what is unlimited with what is limited is a perilous thing." What Zhangzi intended to express is the opposite meaning of "there is no royal road to learning." To pursue infinite knowledge with a limited life is dangerous. Isn't knowledge the ladder of human progress? Why did Zhangzi warn against seeking knowledge? Let's start with Zhangzi's values. As discussed before, we are surrounded by various kinds of values throughout our life, such as morality, wealth, power, fame, emotion, knowledge, life, and so on. And these values are always presented in people's consciousness through a certain sequence. Some put morality first. Confucius said, "Men of benevolence and lofty ideals lay down their life for the accomplishment of benevolence." Some give priority to wealth and profit. Just as the saying goes, "Birds die in pursuit of food, and human beings die in pursuit of wealth." Others regard emotions as the highest pursuit, such as Liang Shanbo and Zhu Yingtai, who sacrificed their lives for romantic love. For Zhangzi, life, especially the experience of life, is what he values most, while other values are mere worldly possessions. A fable in Zhangzi says that people will laugh at him if one uses the precious pearl of Marquis Sui to shoot the high-flying sparrow, because the tool, pearl of Marquis Sui, he uses is highly valuable, while his goal, the sparrow, is insignificant. In Zhangzi's eyes, it is ridiculous to pursue worldly possessions at the cost of endangering one's life, because this kind of absurd action only attend to trifles to the neglect of essentials, and gains cannot make up for losses. In this way, we can understand the reason why Zhangzi issued a warning against the pursuit of knowledge, is that he was worried that people would put knowledge above life, bringing about injury and alienation of life. Hui Shi is a typical example of alienation due to knowledge. He was erudite and always showed off by putting forward some seemingly profound propositions, such as the South was both limited and unlimited in space. And he went to Yue State today, but had arrived yesterday. He was also particularly keen on debating with other strange topics, such as the chicken has 3 feet, and gained fame by arguing with others. Ordinary people may think Hui Shi was knowledgeable. However, in Zhuangzi's opinion, he was just a poor soul who was constrained by the theory of everything and could not have peace in his mind all the time. His pursuit of knowledge is like a race between form and shadow, which is endless as well as physically and mentally exhausted. The knowledge he chases does not nourish him, but rather consumes him. Will those high-level intellectuals with receding hairlines, sleep troubles, and unintelligible papers feel sad when seeing Zhuangzi's critique of Hui Shi? Actually, it is more than high-level intellectuals who are alienated by knowledge. You can look back on your career as a student. From childhood to adulthood, you have learned a lot of knowledge that can only be used for examinations and cannot be used for a lifetime. And you are tortured by this knowledge. How much is knowledge education reduced to testing points? This way of education neglects students' life needs and the original purpose of education, which is to promote life, has been forgotten. Every living person acts as a container for knowledge. Hence, such meaningless questions as who fired the second shot in Huanghuagang uprising, or who fired the third shot, appear on history papers. Professor Wang Yan told me the alienation of life by knowledge is most tragic in Chinese primary and secondary schools, where children were forced to put the acquisition of knowledge as their absolute focus in life. Under the joint control of schools and parents, children are deeply trapped by the omnipresent web of knowledge. Their true life's needs, however, are not treated well. As a result, the relationship between knowledge and children is reversed. And instead of children acquiring knowledge, it is the knowledge that takes the possession of children. So, they gradually lose passion for knowledge and begin to evade it, or even hate it. Children's aversion to knowledge was released by the orgy of collective book tearing and throwing after the college entrance examination. The aversion is sustained without control in loosely managed universities. Therefore, idling away their time become normal to college students. They, at last, take off the burden of knowledge, so they redouble their efforts to compensate for their long confined lives. They do everything, such as falling in love, playing games, engaging in student activities, looking for internships, except acquiring knowledge, even the knowledge that truly promotes life. Review Zhuangzi's warning against the pursuit of knowledge. We have to marvel at the charm of his thought that transcends time and space. Zhuangzi does not depreciate the value of knowledge. He just reminds the world, man should be the master of knowledge, not the slave to it. Surely it is the real meaning of there is a limit to our life, but to knowledge there is no limit. We've now reached the end of section 3 of chapter 5. Before we finish, I have some questions for you to think about. You can see them on the screen now. Please pause the video to think about them and continue when ready. 1. Why do you think Zhuangzi warned against seeking knowledge? 2. Do you agree with Zhuangzi that worldly pursuits will lead to an early death? Why do you think that? 3. How do you feel about your primary and secondary school education? Did you acquire knowledge, or did knowledge possess you? Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.